Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, Beef, let's do some sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. And at the end of the drill, Beef, I hope we have something to give away. And I think if we're still giving away what we were giving away, I'm excited.
It's a good get.
Yeah.
It's a First Tee of North Florida tour card for 2021. Gives you great discounts on wonderful area golf courses like Hidden Hills, Queens Harbor, Marsh Landing, King and the Bear, Slammer and Squire. If you don't win it, though, you can still get in it by purchasing your tour card at tourcard.org.
Get in it, baby. By the way, our 1-2-1 financial credit poll question of the day. As we wait on Herb's decision, who's the best coach in sports today? Today, I give you 4 choices. I left a couple out, and some of you have pointed it out. Tibbs.
Hey!
We're not covering.
It's me!
Okay.
Tom Thibodeau
It's
not
you.
on the list.
You didn't make the list, Tibbs. Belly made the list, obviously. Saban made the list, obviously. 6 rings, 7 natties. Coach K, can't spell it, but he's on the list.
And then, by the way, it's been a drought for Coach K.
And even more of a drought, but I still left him on the list because he's won 5 pops.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, and we have over 800 votes in at Dan Hicken. Beef will put it on the 1010 site as well if you'd like to play.
You left a guy off.
Huh?
You left a guy off. I
Left
guess
a
you
few off.
Yeah, you go 3 or 4 years, I guess, without,
Who?
Well, the Belichick of the NBA. I mean, Popovich won like 5.
I just said Pop.
Oh, you said Pop. I didn't hear that.
You said I don't disagree.
Oh, I thought I didn't. No, I was still commenting on the Coach K, I guess, if I don't disagree. Yeah, I didn't hear you say.
I said Belichick.
Okay.
6 rings, Saban 7 natties. Coach K can't spell it, and Pop. And you said I don't disagree, but you thought I was talking about something
correct.
else. Yeah, Popovich, yeah. But
he's kind of not right now, without all that Hall of Fame talent, he doesn't seem so awesome.
What have you done for me lately is winning Saban in a 7, 62%.
Yeah,
Belly 29%.
I think that's wrong.
Coach K 5%, Pop 3.4%. 2 good ones that I thought that the Googans sent me that I didn't put on the list, but I could have. Joe Gibbs, who's won championships in 2 sports, so that's pretty impressive.
Oh, I thought you said current, though.
He is. He's still a current owner. He's an owner.
Oh.
But he's not a coach.
Oh, you're talking about in NASCAR.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
But he's yeah. And Gino Auriemma. I mean, just what
that's fair.
The domination that he's had.
But it's all relative.
Yeah. So anyway, at Dan Hicken, if you would like,
I would definitely I would trend towards the pro coaches because I think it's harder for them. If you're Gino Auriemma and Nick Saban right now, you've got it. Now it's to your credit that you have it rolling the way you do. But when you pick among the best in the country every year, and you have the coaches willing to come coach for you. I mean, Nick Saban has built a program so strong that a guy who was just a head coach in the NFL is willing to be the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's our 1-to-1 financial credit poll question of the day. And again, you can vote all you want. All right, the NFL playoffs continue. Let's look at it this way. First off, one of the reason that you should be so excited about Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville is look at the AFC quarterbacks. They're all 25 and young.
First rounders.
Right? Josh Allen.
First rounder.
Lamar Jackson.
First rounder.
Baker Mayfield.
First rounder.
And Patrick Mahomes.
First rounder.
Right? I mean, they're all young and good.
3 of them are top 10s.
And Baker's kind of the new kid on the block, but
number 1
credit.
pick again. I think there are other years with other less shiny performances that Baker Mayfield will be a bigger story.
So I love adding Trevor Lawrence right there to and hopefully see him. How old is Trevor Lawrence, Pross?
I don't know. I'd say 22.
Is that what you think? Let's look it up.
That's without a red shirt, though. He may be younger than that.
He's 21. He'll be 22 in October.
Yeah.
So
golly, man, you're talking about 15 years of high-level quarterback play.
21 years old.
If he's
he'll
he's
start
that
his NFL career at 21.
I don't you feel a little bit of, and I know that we can always go back and find the examples of the misses, but don't you feel better also just about the way that Justin Herbert's coming to the league, and these guys have come into the league, ready, playing on a high stage. I mean,
yes, I do.
Trevor Lawrence has played against some really good talent, with some really good talent, and again, he sure seems like he's can't miss.
What is the upset in your mind?
I think there are 2 teams that are really dangerous right now under the radar, and I think one of them will win.
Keeping in mind that we didn't do very well last week in picking the games, but with the lines.
And that's right. Those are the spreads.
Yeah.
But so in this case, I would take each of these teams and get the points. In fact, if we do a 5-pack tomorrow, I will.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm be careful Buffalo, and be careful, Green Bay. I think the Rams and the Ravens are each playing that playoff formula football right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle's got a good offense, Dan.
I know.
DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson, and Lockett, and Chris Carson healthy and running, and they just couldn't get anything going against that Rams defense, who, again, may have the two best players at their position in the entire league with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. So
yeah, Buffalo's the one that scares me. That would have been the one I picked.
Yeah, and the Ravens are the other.
Rolling.
Yeah.
I think
Buffalo will. I think more strongly that Buffalo will beat Baltimore than I think the Rams are going to beat the Packers.
I want to pick. You do.
I do.
All right, I'll take you on that one. I want to pick Tampa, but I think sometimes teams have their numbers, man. And
twice they blew them, and they were like,
and they handled them.
The second one was a
like
blowout.
We know how to cover you. We know how to beat you.
Yeah,
you know. We lived that here one year, and so I'm just not. I would pick New Orleans, and I would pick Kansas City.
I would pick the same.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans and Canton. Now, who are you pulling for in all four games?
I'm pulling for Green Bay.
I am too.
I'm pulling for Buffalo.
I am too.
I'm pulling for. I don't care. Cleveland, Kansas City.
I'll pull for
if Cleveland won,
yeah,
that'd be
I'm
going
to pull for them. And that game starts, I'll be rooting for because it's strictly from the underdog.
But I also love to watch Kansas City play.
Yeah.
Now, if Herbs has said no by this weekend, maybe you pull for Cleveland because you want Bieniemy to be done.
Well, if he says no, that might be
maybe he's
from
their guy
from a Jaguars perspective.
And then
I think that I would also, with great gusto, take the Cleveland and the 10.
Yeah,
the Kansas City Chiefs are not who you think they are.
No.
I think people in their mind, Kansas City's beating everybody 38-20, and they're rolling. Kansas City hasn't won a game by double digits
since the opener.
Well, no, the opener but since they beat the Jets on November 1st.
Yeah.
If you remember,
they killed the Jets.
Here's what they have done in their last 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, it's been less than 5 points.
Yeah,
right?
and not you to listen.
Yeah.
I know you know this, but folks that are out there and they're thinking about this weekend coming up, and they think that Kansas City is a surefire lock to win it all again. Okay, they beat the Jets 35-9. They improved to 7-1. Now, Dan, refresh my memory. Didn't the Jets hang around with them too long that game? Like, I felt like the Jets were kind of in that game to a degree. Let me look at the box score real quick. I'm not saying they were going to win, but I feel like, halftime of the game, it was at one point, it was 14-9 with 2 minutes to go in the half.
Okay.
And then Kansas City got a touchdown to make it 21-9, and they went on to win 35-9. But it was 14-9 at halftime.
Right.
Okay, but since that game, the Chiefs, the very next week, they hosted Carolina. They won 33-31.
Yeah.
They went to the Raiders, who they lost to at home early. They won 35-31.
Yeah.
They played at Tampa. They won 27-24.
Yeah.
At home against Denver, 22-16. At Miami, remember they came from behind, won 33-27. At New Orleans, won 32-29. And at home against the Falcons, they won 17-14.
Yeah.
There's no reason to think that Cleveland's going to get blown out.
Right. I agree.
And then they lost their finale, but they didn't play Mahomes, so it doesn't count.
Right, and then I'll root for Tampa, but I think New Orleans. I would pick New Orleans, but it's fun.
I would say this, except for the fact that New Orleans has beaten them twice already, I would think I would pick the Bucs.
Yeah,
I think the Bucs are. I like the Bucs' overall chances better. Like it's
funny if you go back to the beginning of the year in the AFC, you would have thought Baltimore and Kansas City. And so those two teams
you might get there anyway
on a collision course, but they definitely went their different routes.
And you might have thought Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
I think you would have thought New Orleans and New Orleans was the overwhelming pick. Remember?
Were they?
Yeah, because you kept saying, "I'm not sold on New Orleans.
I'm not. I'm still not. And they're good.
Yeah, they are good. But they were the overwhelming pick. I think back in August.
I got you.
So I think it'd be New Orleans and maybe Green Bay.
For me, it's hard because
the Rams are the sort of the outlier. I don't think
for me it was always Tampa. Brady going to the Bucs and all that, all that talent that they have. I kind of was on the Tampa train. In fact, I think that's who I picked to go to the Super Bowl with the Ravens. And the Ravens, I kind of in your mind you design certain teams following previous teams' formula. That's how it worked for Kansas City. Mahomes won an MVP. They had a top seed through the playoffs, but they lost and didn't go. And then the very next year they won it all. And that kind of, last year Lamar was the MVP. They had the home field. They didn't win a game. And I thought maybe they'd bounce back this year. So far, we'll see. That's to me the most interesting game is from a standpoint of not not knowing who's going to win, thinking it could go right down to the final seconds, is the Ravens-Bills.
Yeah.
I hope the Bills win. And
I do, too.
I'm disappointed these two teams are playing each other because they're the two teams that I like the most that are left.
Yeah.
So whichever one of those teams wins is the one that I would root for moving forward. And just a complete honor of my friendship to Buffalo Tom,
yes.
I'll be rooting hard for Buffalo this week.
Yes.
And even though I think the Rams will beat the Packers, and in our industry we love rooting for our predictions, I will also root for Green Bay because of the King factor, as you know.
Yes. FSU basketball is back.
Take 2 weeks off. No one's going to beat them the rest of the year.
Yeah, they annihilated a decent NC State team last night, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was.
I think part of the story in watching FSU win that game last night and looking at their schedule coming up, and most years you look at the schedule and say, okay, they're really going to get tested. And now you look and are we aware of the storyline that ACC basketball is just mediocre at its worst? The highest ranked team is Clemson. They're 12th.
Yeah.
No North Carolina, no Duke. Louisville's 16th. Virginia's having a down year. FSU's outside the top 25. When Clemson is your highest-ranked team and they're 12th, the ACC might be off to its worst start in 50 years.
And I will say this. Deputy Dog up there in Chapel Hill.
This is about 2-3 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
It was supposed to be bounced back. You remember? They said, Carolina will be back next year. Don't worry. They've got all these we ain't seeing it yet.
Yeah.
Now, last year was an aberration, but they fell apart. 14-19, 6-14. They were not going to make the tournament.
But 2 years ago, they were they
Sweet
lost
16.
to Auburn.
They were Sweet 16.
And Auburn beat them?
I don't know. They were Sweet 16.
I think it was Auburn, yeah.
And they were 16-2 in the conference. So
yeah, that was a dominant year.
They won a championship in 17. So,
fire him.
Yeah, he's won 3 at Carolina, right? How many? Krzyzewski won 5.
Yeah, and he's been there about half the time.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive
for sure.
Yeah.
The problem is at those schools there is no leeway, grace period. If you're Kentucky or North Carolina, you can't be what you are this year.
No,
they get on you real quick.
But anyway, FSU victorious last night.
They got good news too medically on Mackenzie Milton, who could be a real kickstart to them getting back to at least relevant. We talked about with Nick Saban winning again and how easily they did it.
What did you just say?
Mackenzie Milton.
Oh, you shifted into FSU football.
To FSU football.
I missed that.
Yeah, sorry.
It was a quick shift.
Yeah, it was. I'll do that.
I mean, it was almost rolled off the tongue
that you thought you were missing a basketball
player.
player.
On basketball.
Yeah,
it was fluid. He's such an athlete.
What did Mackenzie Milton get cleared to play hoops?
Yeah, he did it. Yeah,
that was a quick one.
Well, it was.
Usually, there's a little bit of broadcast pause, or
no, I just went right into it.
Change the subject, or
we got so much that we
eye
want to
roll, or some sort of communicado between us that did not occur there. It did not occur, and it threw me for a loop, people.
Well, I think that's been made well aware.
So Mackenzie Milton is what?
Mackenzie Milton,
the football player, will be quarterbacking the Noles.
Well, the quarterback of the mythical national champions down in UCF a couple of years ago.
Yes,
he kind of gave a health update yesterday, and it looks like he's going to be close to 100%. And I was going to say that this can really kickstart FSU back to relevance
if he's got game.
Correct.
Yeah.
If he's got game, well, we know he has game. If his
game is still
if
there.
He's got health.
Yeah. Well, he's missed a couple years too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 2 years. Two. Well, no, he got hurt at the end. No, was it 2 total years? Yeah, they won the national titles 3 years ago. But anyway, he spoke yesterday over there in Tally, and apparently is feeling better and on his way. But look, it's the death of a program when you can't get a quarterback in there. And in watching Nick Saban win the other day, we said, okay, good luck, Dan Mullen. Good luck, Mike Norvell. Good luck, Manny. Good luck, Kirby. All of you that are trying to get to that level, I don't need to wish Dabo any luck. He's proven that he can go toe-to-toe. Mm-hmm. But good luck to all you trying to get better. It just slows the process if you're Norvell and FSU to have that juggernaut in the Southeast and another in your own league. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be just waltzing back into the top 10 for FSU. I'm concerned how long it'll be until they're consistently there.
Yeah.
They don't look much different. I don't think of them much or any more dangerous than Miami. And it's been 20 years for Miami.
I think they're trending way lower than Miami.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Miami, not right this second, but how Miami has weathered the ups and downs in the trending.
FSU has fallen so far down with the recruit. And again, the players that they get, they had their best players the last 2 years, and they can't win. How are they going to win now? So that'll be interesting to watch. And again, Norvell hitting the transfer portal hard. And
they've been among the best in the transfer.
Got
portal.
7 or 8 guys who are all going to start for him. Beef, crank it up. Let's do caller number 1 off the rip, 641-1010. Doc Murphy
Whoa.
on deck. Tell them what they're going to win.
Call number 1 right now, 641-1010. Going to go home with a 2021 First Tee Tour card. Get some discounted golf at wonderful area courses like Hidden Hills, Queens Harbor, Marsh Landing, King of the Bear, Slammer, and the Squire. If you don't win, you can still pick up a First Tee Tour card and support the First Tee by going to tourcard.org. Call now, 641-1010.